Hey, I'm good, my man. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you, man. How you been?
Yeah. I seen you on the YouTube podcast you had did with the dude from New York.
Yeah, Marvin Francois.
I don't really watch too many rental podcasts and stuff, but I was researching and you came up, you popped up and stuff. So I seen that you got into business 2 years ago. You said 3 years ago?
About 2 years ago, yes, sir. I started, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good.
Yeah.
About
hey,
2
man.
years ago, that's when.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, you got to speak.
I was just gonna say, man, like I was gonna let people know that like you reached out to me and I found your story fascinating, man, because you told me how you got started and you started as a broker. And so I'm like, yo, I gotta talk to this cat, yo. So that's why I got you on, because I really just want to hear your story, how you got started, all of that. So let's go back to the beginning. Like, first off, just kind of tell me like who you are, where you from, and then how you even got started with cars, bro. Because you said you're young. You told me you said you're 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need you to explain all of that, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, pretty much, my name is Matthew. I'm from Alabama. That's where I was born and raised. I moved to New York. I say 3-4 years ago. My ninth grade year, I transitioned to New York, upstate New York, Albany area, and pretty much I was just playing basketball when I first got up there. I was an athletic kid. I wasn't a car guy, wasn't in cars. I was just playing basketball, you know. And then when I graduated, I met a couple friends in school, and they were car guys. And one of my friends owned the AMG. One of my other friends owned the M3. So I started hanging around with them and liking those type of cars and liking the fast cars. And I was wondering, like, how you guys afford these type of cars, you know? And one of them told me, like, I don't afford it. Like, I just rent these cars out, and I just, you know, I drive it. Like, I work for someone, and he has a deal that if I can rent this car out this many days for him and get him this amount of money a month, then I can just drive the car around as much as I want freely.
What?
So I was like, huh? And this is a New York City cat from Brooklyn. So I was just like, oh, that sounds cool. So then I started hanging around him more often. And then eventually he was like, you can rent these cars out yourself. I wasn't old enough at the time. Yeah. That's when I was letting you know about the insurance, you know, make sure you always have insurance and stuff, because that's a big liability. Because I was young. I was like 17, 18, driving in S550s and stuff like that. So
damn.
I was just so fascinated, like, how are you this young in these type of cars? But he didn't own them. They was just cars that someone else owned that he was renting out for that person, you know. So he was just fronting like it was his car, but it really wasn't his car, right. You know. So then, how most people do, you know, they
100%,
act like it's their car,
100%.
So then, it was a small private business in Manhattan, New York, that he was brokering for, and he turned me on. But he didn't turn me on to that business off rip. He was like, you can broker from me. Like, so he was double middle.
He started a pyramid scheme, huh? I love it.
Yeah. So then I was just like, just to get my foot in the door, you know, just to like understand the business and stuff. And it's a lot of money to be made in that business. So if you know what you're doing, you
100%.
know, you do it the right way, the legit way, you know, you will make, you know, you'll be successful in this business. So pretty much I started brokering. Yeah, I said last year I was in California for around 6 to 7 months doing business. And I had a friend that works for WeHo Exotics, based out of LA. And they have a lot of luxury and exotic cars, you know. And a lot of my friends from New York were coming to California to do a lot of business. So for me, all my friends needed cars. And I knew the person that owned these cars, and you know, he doesn't know everybody to get his cars, you know, rented out like I can. Like maybe he will get his, he had a M8, M850i, 2022. He wasn't getting the car rented out nearly as much as when I was there. So he proposed to me. He was like, yo, you can just rent my car out for me and you could take your percentage and this is what I want. So whatever you cap off it is your profit, you know, because it looks like you're doing more successful than I am at renting these cars out. Because I had them renting out 3 weeks at a time, a month at a time, 2 months at a time. So it wasn't just a 2-day, 3-day, 4-day.
Oh, you getting them long-term rentals, huh? Man.
Yeah, long-term rentals. So he was like, you know, normally you don't get a lot of long-terms like, you know, back to back to back to back. So that's how I started off in California from WeHo Exotics. That's how I started off in the business and getting my foot in the door. Now I'm trying to branch off and do my own, you know, start my own business and, you know, start my own private rental company in upstate New York, you know.
Man, so, that's amazing, bro.
You know, I'm still young. It's still a lot to process, a lot to go through because you don't want to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I watch you a lot and you teach a lot and stuff you say is good.
All right, let's just keep rocking with it till it stops. But nah, man, I just the fact that in the past year, like what you've experienced in the past year, most people haven't experienced in the car rental business. Period. Like they've been doing this forever, and like the way you just immersed yourself into it. And this is what I try to preach to people. Like I try to let them know you could do this with no cars, like no cars, no cash, no credit. That's what I teach. And they don't believe that. They think I'm lying, I'm capping. Like I know, and you know, it seems to be like the magic number for brokers. Like I see, man, one of the craziest brokers in the Dallas area, bro. He is just like you, bro. Like I think he's like 19, 20 years old. Hustler, knows everybody in the city. Homeboy's making money hand over fist. And I try to tell people, like, you could do this. All you gotta do is let people know that you are the rental car plug. Like when they think cars, they need to be thinking your name. It don't matter. Like,
it's all about
perception, bro. Creating that reality, and people will rock with you.
Yeah.
You know,
they will. It's all about marketing yourself.
100%.
It's about marketing yourself because a lot of people have these cars and nice cars, but they don't know anyone that can rent them out. They don't have nowhere to go. They don't know anyone that's paying that amount. But it's like when you know everyone that will pay this amount and that will rent your cars out anywhere. Because I got, even that I'm in New York at the moment.
Right.
I'm in New York at the moment. Even though that I'm in New York, I can still make money in California.
100%.
With broker.
There you go.
I don't have to be in the state. You don't have to. I Miami, California. It's networking. You know, it's marketing. You know, if my friend owns a car rental business in Miami and someone rents out a car from him, and I own a business and we're friends, and my business is in New York, and he calls my friend and says, "I will be in New York this weekend. Do you know anyone that have this car available or have any cars available?" He's going to call me.
Boom.
Quick of a button and say, "Yes, I have a friend."
There you go.
And, you know, he's going to make his back end and I'm going to make my back end. You know,
100%. We all eat.
You know, you can't do everything by yourself.
Nope.
You cannot do it by yourself.
And here's what people don't understand. Like people like me that own these exotic car rental companies, sometimes we're too busy handling the day-to-day affairs of the business, right? Like we're not out there marketing 24/7. So we rely on brokers for business. Like we want you guys to go out there, go get us some business, and then we'll happily cut you guys a commission. You know, that's what people don't understand. Like no car rental company would turn you away. If you have a book of business, you have clientele, they will happily rock with you, regardless how old you are. But then here's the thing though, integrity. And maybe you could talk to me about that. Like how important is integrity in your line of work, especially when you're dealing with these car rental companies, because they have to trust you. That dude have to trust you with the keys of a 2022 M8. How important is trust?
Trust is very important. You make sure you have to do good business all the time, you know. And I'm very young, you know, so when a lot of these people that I talk to and associate myself with, they're much older than me. 100%. And you know, a lot of older people, they don't really think that young cats are responsible enough for these Lamborghini, Huracans, these whatever, you know, these exotic cars. Right. So it's just, you have to build your trust with these people. You can't just come at them and say, "Give me your keys." You know, you gotta come at them. I will do this for free. You know, at first I was doing this for free at first. And I was getting their cars rented out for free. No profit, nothing. For the first week, I'll say, "I'll get your car rented out. I don't want nothing." Okay. Just to gain their trust. Okay. Just to gain their trust. You know. And once I have their trust, I'll say, "Okay, I'll sneak my I want I will not be like, putting my percentage in there.
There you go.
Now they can trust me. They say, okay, this cat been renting out my car for 2 weeks, a month, and didn't even ask for anything. Now they'll be like, okay, I can trust this cat.
There you go.
Enough to rent my car out now, or give him the keys to the car. And without even, I don't have a criminal background, a criminal record. I've never got in trouble with the law. That's important too.
100%.
Because no one can give a thief
your car.
Keys to 100%. Your car. No one can trust a thief.
100%.
A felon or anything. And so, always being truthful and staying out of trouble and just being honest is always going to be the right mind by going by this way of work. Because no one's going to trust you with these type of cars.
I've had brokers. They come, they take my car, or they'll broker a deal. They'll collect the money from the customer, never give me my money. They dip out with the money. Like brokers do things like that. Or the rental ended at 8 a.m. It's 8 p.m. Broker still got my car driving around town. Yeah. It's things like that. And that's irresponsible, and that's what gives brokers a bad name. So but the ones that have integrity, trust me, you'll eat. Integrity is key, bro. I appreciate you talking about that. Now, let's talk about the process, okay? So first off, let's start from marketing. How do you personally get your name out there? How do you drum up your business?
Okay, so marketing started off with me. I played basketball in my area. I was a very good basketball player, successful basketball player. I played varsity all 4 years through high school. And in my area, I had just my own name from basketball, and I on YouTube playing basketball and stuff like that. And so from there, I took all the people I knew from the area and had them repost. Just starting off, I had them repost my cars that I was renting and had them repost on social medias. Had other my friends and family reposting for me on social media. Me as well. This was before I had money to pay for sponsors or any of this to market my stuff. Now you can go on Instagram and just pay, and you can market your stuff, or you can pay an influencer to market your product.
There you go.
It's the same thing. Just people pay you to market your t-shirt. I can pay you to market my car rental business.
There you go.
It's the same thing. When influencers come in your city, you can email their managers, all that. I know how to get into email managers and get them to your establishment. Take pictures with influencers at your place, show people that people come and get these cars from you.
Yeah.
Celebrities, influencers, that more people want to come and rent their car out and trust you. If you see a Beyonce come and rent out a rental from you, you get a picture with Beyonce and she posts you on her page and says, yeah, shout out to Mike the businessman.
100%.
Many fans and more people are going to want to come rent your cars out just because Beyonce.
Yeah.
So it's just it's about your connections, and I have a lot of good connections, and a lot of my friends are in car rental, they're car rental brokers all over Miami, Texas, Houston, all over, and just like me.
So if there was somebody out there starting off, they didn't play ball, they weren't as popular back in college or high school, what steps would you tell them to start off, to get their name out there, to build up some traction? What would you advise as far as marketing that they could do quickly to get some quick results?
I would say if you was in the game and a broker and you wanted to get some quick results, I would say how I would go about it now, I would go about it as of Turo.
Okay.
Turo, they have good cars on Turo and for cheap. Luxury cars, economy cars, cash cars. And I would contact these hosts.
There you go.
And I would let these hosts know, go on the tour, not the host with 100 trips. Try to find the host 2 to 8 trips, 10 trips, just started 4 months ago. Okay. And I would contact them with a business proposal. Whatever your business proposal may be, whatever your option may be to them, I would propose that to them. And if they accept that business proposal, then that's how I would start off. Normally I would tell them, hey, my name is such and such. I don't own, I'm trying to start, or I'm starting a car rental business, and just to get my feet in the door, I would like to post your car on my website. I had a website, that I was putting my cars on, people's on Turo cars on. I was posting their cars on my website. Okay. Just like Turo has their own app, I made a website, and every car on Turo that they allowed me to middleman and broker for, I posted their car on my website.
Okay.
So and I made business cards.
Ooh, nice.
You know, with my website, and then I had my friends and me pass those business cards out at barbershops, at hair salons, anywhere that college dorm, anywhere. You just pass the business, gas stations, anywhere, big parties, pass the business cards out. Everyone wants car rentals. Everyone needs a rental.
100%.
Everywhere in the world, you need a car to drive.
It's an essential business.
It's good business, and you don't need any money to get involved. $0. I had $0. I didn't need any money to start at all.
I hope you guys heard that. I hope you guys heard that bar. He said $0, guys. 0. Keep going, bro.
It was $0. It takes. It just takes a little work and effort. That's all it takes. Just
there
a
you
little
go.
Work and effort, and typing, texting, and connecting with people. Just like with Mike, I contacted Mike myself.
Yep.
Told him how like who I was and how I felt about him, and I wanted to talk to him and contact with him. Talk business with him, and ask some questions. It's just about marketing. And I'm not the best. I'm still learning as I go. I'm still young and learning myself. So it's just a learning process, a learning experience. This call is a learning experience. Most
100%.
people wouldn't even get on this call.
They won't. And bro, let me tell you this: you're already light years ahead of the competition, bro. Like you just dropped a bar. Like the Turo play right there, that's a bar. Like that's something that we keep in the mentorship. Like you just expose it to the world, but it's all good. But I love that. That's a bar. Like you guys can actually reach out to these Turo hosts. But let me ask you this: so when you put their cars on your platform, if somebody books one of those cars, do you make them book it through Turo, or is it still a private rental transaction?
No, okay, so normally I just have the website to make me look better, make me look more professional,
Gotcha.
Make me look better for me, just to get my name, because at the end of the day, I'm still marketing myself.
Right.
I'm not marketing for them.
Right.
I'm still trying to start my face and get my name out.
100%.
So I'm not trying to market. It's their car, So normally I'll have them on my website, and in my website, I'll bring them to Turo.
Gotcha.
Like a link will bring them to the tour. I will contact the host and let them know this is how many days this person will be getting it, and Turo verifies who the person is, so it's already verified through Turo. They just raise the prices, or whatever prices that you confirmed with the host,
right,
is the price that they're going to put on Turo.
Gotcha.
So regardless, you're going to make money, but if you wanted to go the private route, it was a little bit more steps and might be a little bit more money out of your pocket. You might have to invest out of your pocket, which at that moment I didn't want to use any of my money to invest at that time. I was just trying to see how it was going.
Okay.
Before I do that.
All right, so just so people catch that, right? So what you did was you created a website. You're driving traffic to your website, and the cars on your website were the cars that belong to these hosts on Turo that aren't getting a lot of activity. So now all of a sudden you're bringing them a whole lot more activity. You've already pre-negotiated a daily price with them, so now you have your money baked into the price on Turo. So at the end of the rental, you're getting your bread, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Now let's also talk about like compensation. Say it was a private rental deal. How do you typically structure that? Like say you came up to MTB Exotics to rent out one of my cars. How do you typically handle that negotiation with your pricing and how you get paid?
You're saying if I'm the broker for you?
If you can say you were brokering for my...
You're saying if I'm getting a car rental from you, or if I'm renting out your car.
No, if you're getting access to one of my cars, so you could rent it out, right? So say you wanted access to my Lamborghini, and you wanted to rent that out. How do you typically handle that negotiation? Do you ask for a wholesale price, or do you take a percentage off the top? How do you structure that?
It really depends on who the owner of the car is and who, like I always just take a percent.
Okay.
I like percentage, but normally, like if someone wants, like say my friend is in town and he says, I would like to have a AMG for 2 weeks, and then say you have your price that you tell me that this is the price for 2 weeks, then I will tell him my price for 2 weeks, and the price that I tell him is what I will profit.
There you go.
But the price that I tell him, you're gonna profit the price you told me, and then I'm gonna make the rest out the back end that I told him.
There you go.
Understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to get into.
And I perfectly understand. So yeah. So typically, the way it works with me is they either ask me for a wholesale price. So say like my Lambo, I rent my Lambo out for $1,400 a day, right? So they might hit me up and say, hey, can I get it for $1,000 a day? So I'll give it out to the broker for $1,000 a day. I don't care if he rents that car out for $2,000 a day or $3,000 a day. He can keep that. He keeps that difference. So, you know, as long as I get mine. And that's the way it works. I have some brokers that would negotiate. Say they would negotiate with the customer $3,000 a day, and then they ask me for 20%, and so I just pay them 20% of whatever they negotiate, because in that case the customers pay me directly. So some people do it that way.
Yeah, it's really the person's preference,
right?
You know, whoever's preference it is. I like the wholesale way. I feel like it's just quicker and better, and just, you know, it's more easier for me.
Okay.
But because normally, you know, they just pay up front.
Right.
They don't pay, you know, and we could just, you know, do it that way.
Okay.
So it's really an easy game. You know, it's not really rocket science. It's nothing hard. It's just you gotta have a mindset, and you gotta know what you want
100%
to do. You can't just not know what you want. You can't just be out here just trying to rent out cars to anybody and everybody just for a quick buck.
Right.
Because we rent it out with no insurance, or, you know, person doesn't have valid license. You're if you're a broker, they're gonna look at you.
Thank you.
As the bad guy.
Now let's talk about that. That was my next point. Risk mitigation, risk management. So where does your responsibility start? Like, so let's talk about the broker's responsibility, because you just mentioned a key point that it falls on you.
My responsibility starts when you hand me over the keys.
Okay, perfect.
And the whole time he has to have the rental, my responsibility until that rental's back to you.
Bam.
It's my responsibility. You know, anything happens to that rental, it's my responsibility.
There you go.
You know?
I've had brokers have my cars wrecked, and my car is sitting on a highway somewhere, and the brokers don't even care. The broker's in a club popping bottles.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
Yeah.
He'll just send me a pin and tell me go fetch my car, and that's it. Yeah. You know, in the middle of the night. Meanwhile, this is his client, his transaction. He doesn't care. You know, the next morning he'll act like nothing ever happened, and then he's bringing more business to me, like nothing happened. Like, you just had me outside till 4 a.m. in the morning, like, you know, while you were in the club.
Yeah, because brokers, they're some brokers, you know, you get the selfish ones.
Yep.
You know, you get the ones that, because it's not their cars at the end of the day, and they're brokering your car, so they're not losing anything if something happens to that car.
Right.
It's not their car.
Right.
Not their insurance. Not under their name. So they're not at risk as you or the person driving the car.
100%.
And if you know someone doesn't have insurance and you're renting a car out for a quick buck, and that person crashes the car, that's gonna look bad on you as a broker.
Yep.
You know, just because you was looking for the quick buck. I know a lot of guys. Some guys I still know in LA to this day. They don't care about guys with no insurance. They'll rent it out. You know, they don't care. They'll just up the price, you know, a lot more.
Right.
But it's not worth it. It's really not worth it at that point. And, you know, it's just everything go by the book, it will go smooth.
100%.
You know, you try to do things not by the book, bad things may happen. You might have a good run for a minute, but it's not gonna always.
Just one incident, bro, and you're out of business. One incident. That's all it takes. You're out of business. And bro, and I have that issue with some brokers, right? Because they feel like I'm turning down too many of their deals, but like, I want to do business with you, but you keep giving me garbage. You know, if everything's suspect, like I'm talking to a guy, but he's sending me a female's driver's license and a female's insurance card. Where's the female then? Why is this dude calling me to rent my car? You know, it's things like that are red flags, you know, or the insurance company is no good. They send me some booty insurance company that, you know, won't even cover an exotic.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not going to take that, you know. So that's...
Or their age.
That too, right? So let me ask you this. So do you verify insurance for the car rental companies? Do you do that, or you just hand over that information to them?
Okay, now, yes, I can verify insurance now, but normally the owner of the car would like to verify with them themselves to make sure, because just to double check, you know,
100%.
and double check after me, because I might mistake something.
100%.
Just in case,
100%.
just extra precaution. At first, when I first got into the business, I was just in it for the quick buck. I wasn't gonna lie, I was young and I wasn't really worried about insurance. And then a bad situation happened, like you said. And now I know for a fact, always use insurance. Don't never run out of car insurance. It's not worth it.
Right.
You lose your car. You lose money.
100%. But let's talk about that a little further, because you mentioned earlier about influencers, right? And that's a big one for me, because I get them all the time. They keep blowing me up on my DMs, wanting to get a car. They want a Lambo, and in exchange for a shout out, or something, or a picture. From an owner's perspective, and I know a lot of car rental company owners, exotic car rental company owners, they hate influencers. Reason why is because 9 times out of 10, they don't have insurance. They don't have no driver's license. The car always comes back with issues, or they'll dump the car somewhere. You got to go fetch it. And they're gone. You're not going to see them again. So it's always a nightmare. And half the time, they won't even post you. Or when they do post you, they live in a different city. Their demographics could be a bunch of teeny boppers. They're not renting cars, so you don't get anything out of that, right? All you get is a picture, but then you possibly end up with a damaged car. And these guys arguably make millions of dollars, but they don't want to support our businesses. So what is your take on that? How have you been able to, how do you handle influencers?
Well, honestly, it doesn't matter who influencer, what type of influencer is. I always make sure they have insurance. I tell them this beforehand. So I always let them know, yo, bro, I can't do you any, because they always try, influencers. They'll try to, yo, can I get a discount? And I don't got insurance, bro. Can you just get me in there? Because they think they're all they can go. I let them know, nah, bro, I can discount you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a discount.
Yeah.
You have to have insurance, or whoever the driver is.
Pause. The T-Pain stuff started again. Hold up. Dang. Yeah. All right. I think it's good. Now you said you could discount them, but yeah, they gotta have insurance, right?
Yeah, I said I'll discount them, but you have to have insurance. My buddy just hit me up. He's a known influencer from Charlotte. He came to New York last week. Called me. He said, "Yo, can I get your M5? The M5 that's available?"
Yeah.
I told him the price. He was like, "I'm like, do you have insurance?" He was like, "No." I was just like, "Nah, whoever the driver is gotta have insurance."
Yeah.
So if whoever's coming with you, if they have insurance, he will have to be the driver. Guys can get it, but it will have to be under his name. He has to be the driver under his insurance.
Right.
So then that'll happen. They might find someone, or I'm not a money hungry person. You know what I'm trying to say? I would never do it for the quick buck.
Right.
Or just for the quick shout out.
Right.
Because that can go bad.
100%.
Just like you said, it dump your car, it can wreck your car somewhere. So it's not worth it.
Nope.
So you want to find the good influencers. Not the ones that smoke in your car, dirty up your car. I'm trying to speed, go 150 in your car.
Yep.
You don't want those influencers.
100%.
Are you familiar with Desi Banks? He's a comedian.
No.
Well, he's a comedian out of Atlanta. He has I say 800,000 followers on Instagram. He's a comedian. He was just upstate recently, and I contacted his management and told him about a rental. I was offering him a free day just to come out and come shout us out and take pictures with the cars and stuff. But he didn't even want the free day.
Oh wow.
He didn't even. Yeah. He wanted a week.
For free. Wow.
Yeah. Free. So it's not worth it.
Yeah. See.
And I could have probably gave him that week for free and then the shout out, but it's not worth it to me.
It's not a sustainable business model. You giving out all these miles and for the hopes that shout out will blow up your business. It might never blow up your business. You might never get the shout out. Matter of fact, true story. I had a popular DJ here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. When I first opened up shop, he came out with his whole production crew. They came out to my warehouse. He wanted to shoot a bunch of reels and all of that for his social media in my cars, and he had outfits and all of that crap. So literally, he spent 2 days in my cars in exchange for giving me a shout out on his page. Bro, true story. All my cars gone for 2 days. Matter of fact, I was so pissed off because the Byron Nelson golf tournament was happening in Dallas that same time, and we had a booth and we were scheduled to take all the cars out there. I gave that up just because of this influencer, right? Gave him all my cars. I'm talking about gave him my Lambo, i8, McLaren, Maserati. It was almost 4 or 5 cars. Bro, I never got a shout out. And he posted all them. He posted all pictures of all my cars on his page the next day. Never mentioned me once. Never mentioned me once. When I stepped up to him about it, he had the nerves to say, "Oh no, he was coming back a third time to shoot B-roll, and then he was gonna give me my shout out." So that's the risk we face. That's the risk we face, and that's why we just don't do that.
Yeah, that's why I always say connections, because some influencers I do not know. Yeah. But my friend been working with this influencer for so long, so my friend can vouch for them. Also, so my friend's vouching for them, and then they have the insurance, and then everything's legit. Then I can go ahead. I didn't give an influencer 2 days for free.
There you go.
Just for pictures, shout out. Take a picture at my shout out the business. And it works. Yeah. And even if it was no I don't need influencers. Influencers, they're not. You don't have to have influencers to be successful.
Not at all.
I know a lady out of LA. She's an older Asian lady. Mm-hmm. She's like 38, 42. She has straight economy cars. Mm-hmm. She doesn't do no luxury, no exotics. She rents straight out to travel nurses.
Oh wow!
And every travel nurse that comes out there, California, she rents them out. She's always booked. She's never not booked.
Wow!
Every's booked all the time.
Look at that.
Months at a time, booked economy card, and she's making a killing right now.
Damn! Look at that.
Asian lady, she's like 38. So it's not all about exotic cars.
Just finding your niche. Find a niche. Yup, 100%. She found hers.
Find your niche.
And now I will say, speaking of influencers though, I want to give a special shout out to CJ on 32s, because he actually came through to my warehouse about a month ago, unannounced. I think a mutual friend recommended him, showed up late at night, but he actually paid. He had everything. He had his insurance, all of that stuff, driver's license, everything checked out, brought my car back the next day on time, early and clean. So that's one. And then guess what? The best part about it is while he was picking up the car, he was filming. He had us in the video, posted it live immediately, gave us a shout out. Then he also instructed his whole CJ on 32 gang to show my business love. Bro, within 48 hours, I think I got over at least 200-300 Google 5-star reviews from his gang. Like the CJ and 32 gang flooded my Google My Business page, giving me love.
It's gonna be like that, especially if you have nice exotic cars, luxury cars. Everyone likes that. Everyone loves car. Everyone wants to be 100%. In a nice car. 100%. Doesn't matter who you are. Anyone wants to be in a nice car.
Yeah.
Like everybody. So if you have a nice fleet of cars, and you renting these cars out, these guys are gonna love to rent these cars out.
100%.
I'm not gonna say most guys can afford these cars, but these cars are very expensive. They don't have the credit for these cars. They don't have the money for these cars right now. And there's a lot of functions that go on in my town, your town. You got weddings, you got graduations,
mm-hmm.
You got prom, so a lot of people rent these cars out for those 3 functions alone.
Yep.
So I don't even without influencers, you can make business cards.
Yep.
You just like you say, pass these business cards around your area, mm-hmm. barber shops, places where people are at, parties you go out. So people are bound to see your business card, and see that you have a rental.
100%.
Put your rates lower than Enterprise. Put your rates lower than the Turo in the area. Mm-hmm. Make your rates better. Starting off, make your rates right. You start off. You don't have to start off putting your rates super high. Start off cheap. Right. Start off cheap. Start off low. There's no need to rush in the game.
100%.
There's no need to start off, get a car, put it for $500 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Just start off and see the economy, see how it goes and flows. Because I was thinking about starting my business in Alabama. I did some business for a car broker for Easy Rides in Alabama. Honestly, that wasn't my niche.
Gotcha.
It wasn't something I liked to do down there, and I didn't see any potential or the business growing at that location.
Gotcha.
So you have to always have a business mindset.
Right.
It always depends on where you want to start your car rental business, because I wouldn't say start your business somewhere where there's not a lot of people, not a lot of population going through, not a lot of flights coming in and out.
Right.
Because like Miami brokers are so much more successful than a broker probably in Alaska.
100%.
Or, you know, somewhere where, or Maine, or somewhere where it's not really broadcast or known, you know?
Right.
Like, so you always want to, like, so it's not for everybody. You know 100%. What I'm trying to say? You got to have a business. You're going to have to want to move around too. Because maybe, just like the Alabama business I was brokering for, Easy Rides, they went out of business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they went out of business. So it is a hard game to keep, you know, maintain if you don't have the clients. Right. You know? So you always want to make sure that you're in an area that a lot of people are.
Now here's the bar. Here's the bar though, right? Even if you're not in the area, you can actually still make yourself, so to speak, ubiquitous. You could almost be nationwide. My biggest broker today, I have never seen him before. He is not from Texas. He doesn't live in Texas. He's in a different state completely. And all he does is he has a website presence in every major city. He has a major presence in Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Vegas. And so he's doing a lot of SEO work, a lot of search engine optimization. So when you search for Lamborghini rental in one of those major cities, his website comes up. And then you call his number. He has a 1-800 number on there that comes to him. He gets that business.
So he gets a digital dating.
There you go.
E-commerce and stuff.
There you go. So he's getting the business and then he just sends it to us. He charges the customers his fee. What he does is his model's a little different. It's almost like a concierge service. Like he's helping them locate a car. And so he charges a fixed fee of $250 per customer. Okay. So he charges them off the rip. So once he's on the phone with them, they want to go ahead. He's charging them off the rip. Then now he finds them a car, you know, and then he passes them on to me to close the deal. So that's the way he works. I've never met him before. So that's how, even if you're in a slow city, you can still be everywhere else. Yeah. You just have to spend more. You have to spend some money on advertising.
Yes, and on advertising and marketing and, you know, your connections. And which that you can do it that way also. You know, it's all about how you want to go about it.
100%.
You know, I would say that way would be a little bit more advanced.
Right.
I would say you want to start, you probably want to start off, you know, it's a game to get into, and it hasn't been around that long. You know, the car rental brokers and car rental businesses probably been around, you know, I don't really know the exact, I'll say 7-5 years.
Right.
I don't know.
That sounds about fair.
It hasn't really been around that long.
No.
It's like a newer game. So that's why I got into it, just because, too, it was a newer game. It's not like something that everyone knows about.
100%.
It's not something that everyone knows how to manage and market it.
100%. So
I'm a car guy.
Gotcha. Now, see, we got 10 more minutes, so there's a few final questions I need to get to before we wrap this up. But so what for you, like just for somebody out there that wants to get started as a broker, what could be like, what his income expectations? Like how much could you potentially make as a broker monthly? You know, especially starting off, or once you start getting the wheels rolling, how much could you look to start making?
It really depends on how you market it and how you go about it. I can say you can make anywhere. The range list is broad. You could start off making lowest $2,000 a month. I could say the lowest $1,000 a month starting off. I would say if you're you know, not going hard, but if you're going hard, trying your hardest, I can say you can make up to 5 to 10 G's a month.
There you go, guys. You heard that. No, zero going cars, hard. Zero cash, zero credit.
I know brokers. And I know brokers to this day that's making a lot of money, and they started brokering last year. So, you know, it's a quick game. You know, you just gotta learn it. You gotta try hard, make sure everything's legit, what you do, and you'll be successful.
100%. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it from him. Now let me ask you this.
Really hard. You know, always stay work.
Let me ask you this though. What's your long-term goal? Do you intend to stay as a broker? Are you now in the process of getting your own cars and setting up your own agency? What's that transition process for you?
Right now I'm working for a company out of Manhattan right now. 2 companies out of Manhattan. I'm brokering for them, and eventually, I'll say next month or 2, I will have my own fleet, like 2 to 3 cars to start off with, and I will be posting them on Turo and my own website. I'm getting my own automated system set up and stuff, and once that all starts to roll in, everything will just roll in for itself. It just takes some time and and the right business options and stuff. You got to make sure you do everything right the first time. I don't want to keep going backtracking, so I just want to make sure everything goes smooth
100%.
before I just, such as yourself.
Man, congratulations on that though.
Get more experience. I like the experience.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, you keep your stuff keeps breaking up every now and then, but congratulations on the 2 cars, and I like that. Like, so that way people can see. I mean, you've chronicled your growth, like how you started, and now look at that. How long have you been in the game?
Trying to fix the audio.
Yeah, it's still choppy as heck though, but yeah, let's
2 years now.
2 years. Okay. So 2 years, he's already learned the game and now about to start his own up very soon. So you guys see, it is possible.
1 second.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask final question, man. Like any disadvantages for being a broker? Like, you have any horror stories? Like, what's the worst stuff that's happened while you've been doing it? Just curious.
I really haven't had that many bad stories. Only bad stories I really have in brokering is like just guys messing up the tires, speeding, wrecking the vehicle, not trying to pay for it, like those the normal problems that every car rental owner has went through probably in the
100%.
past. Just the basic. I've never went through anything super bad, cross my hands, knock on wood.
Right.
Just the basic, I had a guy crash an M8, and then he left the same day he crashed it, and went to New York the same day. He didn't tell anybody. He's left the car on the side of the road.
Damn.
And he left on the next flight, but eventually he came back and paid for the damages and stuff. But that's the guy that said he didn't have the insurance. So that's always why I say you need insurance, because just little situations like that you can avoid.
100%.
And it's not worth your time.
Man.
Because you break relationships doing that. You break relationships with your car owners, and that's all. If this is your business, you don't want to break that relationship with them.
100%.
You try to do the most to make them happy. You try to do the most to make them happy, and that's all. Work hard. Only thing you can be is successful.
100%. Hey, Matt, appreciate you, man. This has been a fire interview, bro. Like, any last words for the people, man? Any last words of advice, whatever, how they could reach out to you, man?
No, just work hard. That's all. Just work hard and just chase after your dreams and stay motivated. Never just be content with yourself. Always chase after, work hard, and eventually you'll achieve your goal.
100%. Now, what's your Instagram handle? Because some of them might be in the New York area. Maybe they want to partner up with you with something. So yeah, drop your IG. What's your IG so they can reach out to you?
I got 2 IGs. I got my business IG is renty_spot.
How'd you spell that out? Just spell that out so they don't. Yeah.
RENTY renty_spot.
Okay.
SPOT.
Perfect. All right.
And at my page, my rental page that you can contact, or you can look at the cars on there. And I run the page, and the number on the page is my business number. Anyone could call at any time, text the number. I'm available. I have all the cars I show every day on the Instagram page, and the pricing. You just text me and call me for the pricing and how long you want it, and I'll respond. We're based out of Manhattan, New York, and that's it.
You still got connects in California too? Are you still doing business in Cali?
If anyone needs a car anywhere, California, Miami, Vegas, Texas, New York, Virginia, Florida, yeah, a lot of states, 6 states, Virginia, Florida, Vegas.
I love it.
Texas, New York.
I love it. I love it. Hey, we need to do some business together, bro. I'm in Dallas, so holla at your boy. Let's do some business.
We need
100%, 100%. Hey, man, Matt, I thank you very much. It's a pleasure meeting you, and we're gonna take it offline. But yeah, I'll holler at you on Instagram. But appreciate you. Thank you very much for your time, man. I'll talk to you later, boss.
Hey, have a good afternoon.
All right, you too, man.